Hey guys, this is Lab 12. So I'm not going to go through each of the steps for you, but I did want to show you the transitions in the editing process, as well as emphasize the need to follow some procedures, right? So we want to make sure that we follow our naming procedure in our file names. In this case, you want to put your initials in front of the standard file name box 13. The other thing is you want to make sure that you include your utool and uframe in the first two lines of code. So utools and uframes are necessary for positional data, right? So those are the two frames that must be defined, and they're either going to be defined by you or they're going to be default, but they must be defined in order for the robot, the controller, to determine the positional data. So all positions contain a utool and a uframe. All right, so let's get into the code. The code, there's nothing really to this. It's just a box. We're going to go through and we're going to create some motion instructions to move around the perimeter of this box. The motion instructions are a little bit different. So the specification is 100 millimeters per second, fairly slow and continuous 100%, except for the home positions. And we're going to start and end at the home position. All right, so that's the first part of this lab. There is a second part of the lab that you will be required to do. And the second part of the lab is to add a box to the corner of this box. So we're going to go to position number, they call it position number 5, but it's really our position number 4. And if we go there, let's just step through it. Yes, enter, forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we're at step 4, or point 4. And this is where we want to insert some lines. So we want to insert lines between line 7 and line 8. And we want to insert enough lines that we can add 3 points. So if I'm looking on page 211 for lab 12. So the way that you're going to do that is you're going to use this edit command function. You're going to say insert. You're going to insert lines. How many lines do you want to insert? Click on 3, and then you hit enter, and that gives you 3 lines above the point where you started, right? So it's always going to insert above where you are, and that's where I want it to be. So this is the correct place for me. So now I'm going to move in user mode, and I'm going to create 3 points, 3 additional points. So that's going to be, so that's x, that's going to, should be negative x. I'm going to create 3 points which make up a small box, right? So that's enough. So let's get back to point, shift and point, that records another one. So there's 1 point, and now I'm going to come back in. So that's going to be x negative. Sorry, not x negative. That's x. It's going to be a y. And it's going to be a y positive, right? Let's see. Y negative. So y negative. So I record that point, shift point, and now I'm back to x positive. Come back to the edge and record that point. All right, so now then I've recorded all my points for this extension of the box, and I can proceed. So I go back to testing, and then you could test this and then ensure that everything works fine. So I'm in step mode. If I just move forward and say yes, enter, step forward, and I go back home. I can test that in reverse as well. So if I want to test it, speed it up a little bit, testing it in reverse, backwards. There we go. All right, that's it. Good luck.